It is good. Hello, Urban Faith, to be here today. I'm so glad to have with me today the person who the new movie, The Burial, is based on. The movie stars Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones and Jurnee Smollett, and is based on the real life story of attorney Willie E. Gary. Who not only was doing law back then, fighting for personal injury, but has really become a pioneer in working to fight against large corporations taking advantage of people. And so I'm so glad to have with me today, Mr. Willie Gary. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Gary.
And it's good to be with you.
So the first question I have is, this was a phenomenal movie, and I think that it's really kind of tremendous to tell your story like this. How did it feel to have one of your stories of your transition into really fighting for the disadvantaged against these major powers and corporations told in a big screen? What did it feel like, and what was it like for you to have your story told as a movie?
Well, we worked hard for the last 20 years. The expectations were high. We every now and then we thought we were gonna, you know, pull the right strings and we were gonna have our movie made.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't happen. I was talking to a young man last week who's in the music business. He was concerned about a record that he was waiting to have published, and he couldn't. The bottom line is sometimes you got to be patient.
Mm,
You got to,
absolutely.
and you got to keep your faith. Just remember, man can
Absolutely.
do some things, but God can do all things. And never forget that. So when times are tough, or when they get tough, and they sometimes will, you just got to dig in, be strong, fight a good fight. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't make it happen.
Having watched it, I really think it was a phenomenal film. You know, I think that Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones, Jurnee Smollett, they did an awesome job. Uh, what what was it like to have Jamie Foxx play you in a movie? I feel like so many people have thought that and know his talent. What is that experience like for you to now having seen it done uh, with such great stars?
I feel blessed because that's the cream of the crop. Doesn't get any better than Jamie Foxx taking the lead on any movie, anywhere, anytime, anybody.
That's right.
He's one of the best in the world, and to have him on your side, if you're if you're in the movie business, you're blessed. You're blessed.
That's that's right. The other thing, one of the other scenes that really stood out to me was you were really close to your family. They shared that in the movie, and you know, you got moments to honor the history of people that was trying to be erased. Why is it important for us to remember our history, as this is such a historic movie?
Well, because we should never forget. We should never forget the bridge that brought us over. And don't get so high and mighty in life until you think that you've gotten to where you are on your own. You didn't get there on your own. You can't take all the credit, no matter how smart you are, or how fast a runner you are, a boxer you are, or whatever the case may be. So I think one of the key things that if you take away nothing else from this movie, that is that Jeremiah Keith was one that brought people together. He built walls, he didn't tear down walls.
Mm.
And I'm just glad that I know him. I can sit here and talk all day about Jerry O'Keefe because Jerry O'Keefe made a difference. His word was his bond. Firm believer that but for Jerry O'Keefe in the movement in Mississippi at the time that he was the mayor of Biloxi, Mississippi. A lot of changes you see today in racism and racist ways. Without Jerry O'Keefe, I don't know where we would be.
Wow. Amen to that. Last question I have is what kind of advice would you give to young people who are trying to make a difference and make an impact today after seeing how you got to make an impact in this story and with Jerry's story in this movie?
I would say to young people, if there's anything about my life story that I want you to think about and for that matter, use it. And I just want you to be somebody. I want you to dream big dreams, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't be whatever you want to be. You can do it. Willie Gary, farm boy, didn't have shoes to wear. Went to school many days without food to eat during the lunch hour. I said it set away from other kids who had lunch, and I was ashamed that my parents just didn't have it. And they were hardworking people.
Mm.
But we worked from sun up to sundown. And sometimes it was tough. So young people just know that no matter what you're enjoying in life now, a price was paid. It just didn't happen. It happened because somebody like Jeremiah O'Keefe fought to make a difference. And I'm just glad that I know that he's sleeping well. I'm glad that I know that a good man is not with us anymore.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Gary, for sharing your story for this movie, for sharing Jeremiah O'Keefe's story. I just admire the way you talk about him when you were so central to this movie, but his story is still moving you today, and I can see that in you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, too. You've done a good job. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Blessings, sir.
Keep making a difference.
Will do. Will do, sir. Thank you.